This is your January 2021 astrological outlook for the mutable signs of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So, to start off with January and the sign of Gemini, we have the wonderful Saturn and Jupiter conjunction in your natal or solar ninth house. Now, this month, starting from the approximately the first week of January, or the end of the first week of January, we have Mercury in Aquarius. And Gemini, that will join up with the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in your ninth house. Gemini, this is a great time if you've wanted to go back to school, if you want to do some studying, and if the stellium in Aquarius this month is at the top of your chart on your midheaven, this is a great time to expand on your career and your reputation. And the apex or the midheaven point of our chart is how people view us, our reputation, and our public image. So this is a great time, especially Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn, to really project a very original and creative, forward-looking outlook. And with Aquarius there, this is a great time to think about inventing something, to be independent in your career. Maybe you might think about starting a business or do some type of independent venture. It's a very highly creative and original time for you, Gemini ascendant. Now, we also have this month, for most of the month, from the first week roughly of January, we have Mars in Aries. Then it will switch to Taurus on and about the 6th of January. So Mars is still in its own sign and feeling rather feisty. For the first several days of the month, Gemini, you may feel particularly aggressive in obtaining some of the goals and aspirations you have always wanted. It's a great time to associate with friends, acquaintances, because you may want to have some kind of get-togethers or put your heads together and maybe start some kind of business or connection as far as a group, organizations, doing things together that are very fulfilling to you and your friends, and that can also include social media. Now, the North Node is also going to be over your first house, Gemini, continuing into January. So this is a added extra time for you to put your best foot forward as far as your communication skills, because if you express to people, as you are so very good at doing, Gemini rising, your desires, wants, and needs, people will take notice of you. Okay, and the depositor of that is Mercury, which will be in Capricorn for the first week, which is great for business, if you're looking to close the book on something, or for that matter, since it's in your 8th house, open the book on a venture. Great for looking into wills, trusts, property matters, also spiritual issues. But for the most month, Mercury will be in Aquarius in your ninth house. So this is really a month for you, Gemini or Gemini rising, for communication. We've got Venus in Sagittarius again, approximately for the first week of January 2021. Now, Venus in Sagittarius is in your house of relationships. So it's a good time to open up and really express your needs with your particular significant other. Okay, so we will have Venus for most of the month from about the 8th on in Capricorn. So that will create a certain amount of depth, Gemini, to your emotional needs. You may feel that, especially with Capricorn there, that you want to look into practical, sensible ways of relating to everyone around you, not just with love and romance, but even people that you may do business with. You may feel like you want to add a certain depth or a connection to all of your communications and everyone around you. Now, when Mars goes into Taurus, that will be in your natal or solar 12th house. So right now you're going to be taking action in meditation. Maybe you want to look into some counseling or healing. Also, is a water house, so you will be moved by emotions and spiritual issues that also could help you at this time. All right, a lot of behind the scenes activities, and because the Mars is in your 12th house, it will also affect your 6th house axis. Okay, and because Uranus, still retrograde up until mid-month, is also in Taurus, you may feel like you have some psychic insights, and that is with Mars. So there could be, and be cautious this month, Gemini, some upsetting issues, because once Uranus joins up with Taurus in your 12th house, that can be kind of ruling the unexpected in your emotional life, and it could affect your nature, especially since Uranus and Mars will square off your Aquarius stellium in the 9th house. So just keep your emotions in check this month. Keep an eye out for your health and your career, and in other areas with your communication will go pretty well this month. Okay, so the next mutable sign we will look at is Virgo. Now, for you, Virgo, the Aquarius stellium of Saturn, Jupiter, and then after the first week, Mercury will move into Aquarius, will be in your natal or your solar 6th house. And so your health may receive a boost this month, Virgo. You may feel like if there has been some dietary or health concerns with that Aquarius stellium in your 6th house, you may feel particularly good this month, and you may feel like you are making a lot of strides with your health. Now, the 6th house also rules employees and work. So you may feel, especially for this year, while Saturn and Jupiter are in your 6th house, you may feel like you have a lot of communications with those that you work with that are very positive. And Aquarius in your sixth house is very creative. So you may develop your own business, or you may look for some kind of position with new work or with your work where you get to travel, uh, where you can retain some kind of independence with regards to your business or your career. And it's a good time for setting up your own business and career. And again, this also rules the internet. So you will be joining with many people that are very like-minded this month. Now, we have for most of the month Mars in Taurus from about the end of the first week of January, and that will join up with Uranus. So Mars with Uranus is in your natal or your solar ninth house. And so contractual agreements for you, Virgo, will become very important. That could be anything from marriage to, again, starting a business, or it could involve the beginning of some kind of study or going back to school. Great time for long distance travel. Even local travel will be beneficial for you, and you may be doing some travel with Mars there regarding your business. And especially Virgo rising, if the Uranus and Mars connection this month is on your midheaven, you will be very ambitious about your career. However, you may have some unexpected ups and downs to be aware regarding your career or ninth house issues such as travel and some study. So just be aware of that this month and you'll do just fine. Okay, and moving along, we have Neptune in Pisces still, and we also have the Capricorn stellium for the first week of Mercury and the Sun with Pluto. And for you, Virgo rising, the Capricorn stellium, at least up until the first week of January, will be in your fifth house. So you may feel that your sweetheart is particularly romantic now. It's a great time for issues concerning pregnancy, creativity, or any and all children's issues. And if there are some kind of speculative ventures that you've wanted to kind of take off now, Virgo, this is a great time to look into all of that. You will have a lot of positive feedback, especially with the trine between Virgo and Capricorn. And again, with Pisces, we have that in your seventh house. So just be careful of those that you are in partnership or relationship with. You want to make sure that they are all partners on the up and up with you, and being very clear about their intentions of being with you or doing business with you, and make sure all the fine print is very clear. Okay, so the next mutable sign we will move to is the sign of Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, very interesting January 2021 for you. And the Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury mid-month connection for you, or stellium for you, will be in your third house. And of course, third house is of communication. And for pretty much most of 2021 with Saturn and Jupiter there, and this month with Mercury there, and your third house, which is ruled by Mercury, you will find that everything in January is about communicating, whether you're communicating through the written word, communicating through your creativity, or communicating uh, with or traveling about quite a bit in your local vicinity. You may find that you could even be popular in your neighborhood or the town that you're residing in. Certainly it's a very busy time for you. Maybe you're going to be more busy than usual running some errands. Communication of all forms, and especially in January, is going to be pivotal for you this month, Sagittarius. Now, we have the Uranus and Mars meet up in Taurus this month. Okay, so this will be in your natal or your solar sixth house. So you're going to be very assertive this month, Sagittarius, in starting or completing that diet. A lot of exercise going on there with Mars. However, don't overdo it because you don't want to retain any kind of injuries. You don't want to diet too much that may be difficult on your health, and especially since we are looking at a fixed sign of Taurus with Uranus. The unexpected is going to be prominent regarding your sixth house, and that could also be some kind of difficulties with those that you work with. That could include employees or coworkers or those that you supervise, anyone connected with your work or business. And because that Uranus-Mars connection in Taurus is squaring off the Aquarius stellium of Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn in Aquarius, you must be careful not to get into any disagreements right now, especially since the Aquarius stellium is in your third house, Sagittarius. So if you keep everything friendly, as you Sagittarians are, you're going to have a great month. Okay, so we have up until the first week of the month, we have Mercury in Capricorn, and that will be with Pluto and the Sun. So for you, Sagittarius, that will be in your second house. So the second house is still a highlight for you, and of course that rules your money. And so you will find, especially with the Sun there, that you may start a savings account, and Capricorn is a very business-oriented sign. So even for you, Sagittarius rising, you may think of starting a business or doing some serious investing. And this will be very positive for you, especially early in the month with Capricorn there, and in Mercury in Capricorn, and Pluto, and of course the Sun. Now, of course, yes, Mercury mid-month or close to mid-month will be going into Aquarius. At that time, you're going to be thinking more about communicating more to a wide variety of people at that time. But certainly get all your business and money ventures in order the first week of January. However, with the Sun there, and then eventually even Venus around mid-month, you are just going to be all about business and finance this month, Sagittarius rising. Very good time for you for saving, investing, business of all kinds. All right. So we have finally, then we've got Neptune in Pisces, and that will be over your solar or your natal fourth house. And the fourth house is a family. So wherever Neptune is, you must be careful of deception. So if there's some issues with family, you want to make sure that what is being said is very clear. And this can also include property matters. It's a great time for real estate, but do be careful of contracts regarding property and repairs. If you can mind that, Sagittarius, all in all, this will be a wonderful, productive month for you in all areas. Okay, so the next sign we will look at is Pisces for January 2021. Pisces or Pisces rising, this looks like another great month for you. And to start off, we have Neptune in your first house. And so you want to be very clear, additionally, to those that are around you about your goals, and you want to be clear with your communication about who you are, because Neptune is in your first house. So you may be, without awareness, giving out mixed signals to those around you about who you are, your approach to life. And so this can affect your communication. So be very clear to project a positive image to those around you. Now, you have the Jupiter, Saturn, and from after the first week, Mercury in Aquarius, Pisces. Now, this will be in your natal or solar 12th house. So the 12th house is kind of a behind the scenes house. However, it is very productive because it is about the psyche and what creates depth and happiness. And so with the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction, especially over the next year, although briefly Jupiter will go into Pisces over your first house in the spring, but for the most part, Jupiter and Saturn will be in the sign of Aquarius, and you will find this year is a great year about healing and meditation, spiritual issues. And it's not so much what you are putting out to the world, it is what is giving you your philosophy, your beliefs, what is giving you healing and peace of mind, and what can broaden your perspective about life in general. So although this conjunction is behind the scenes for you, probably more than the other rising signs, it is one of great depth, more than any other house. So this year you will find, and especially in January, Pisces rising with Mercury there close to mid-month, you will find that you are communicating to people your best intentions for broadening your life. Maybe you're going to communicate that you want to begin some kind of a health regime that could be very productive for you mentally and physically, and especially because that affects your 12th and 6th house axis. So this is a good time for you, for your mental health, brushing up on your physical health, looking inward and doing some healing. However, there is a square off this month with the Mars and Uranus connection in Taurus, and that will be in your natal or solar third house. So you may feel at times that you are at conflict between what you are communicating and how you feel. There can be a conflict internally about feeling like, for example, that you might have to meet the bar to what those around you expect versus how you are really feeling inside. And that can include the written word as well as the communicative spoken word. And do be careful, because Mars and Uranus are meeting up in your third house. Be careful of any accidents. You want to make sure any repairs, say on your car, are up to snuff, and be careful of any local or neighborly conflicts that could come up suddenly, connected with all third house connections with communications and repairs. And do be mindful of all of that connected with the third house. You'll have a great month, Pisces rising. All right, so we do have the Sun and Venus close to mid-month, and Pluto still in Capricorn, and this will affect your 11th house. So with Pluto there, Pisces, you could still have some intense ups and downs with friends, or certain intense connections, certainly with those closest to you. And it also may include who you are doing business with as well. But a lot of intense encounters this month, certainly with your confidence and those who you share mutual goals and dreams and ambitions. But with the Sun there, this month should be particularly rewarding with you and your friends, especially with Venus there as well. So this month, mutable signs is going to be January 2021, about relationships and particularly business. And because of the conflict between Aquarius and Taurus this month, do be careful and expect the unexpected. If you can look out for that, then January 2021 will be just fine. If you'd like to get in touch with me, my contact information is down below. I give one-on-one readings and written reports. Please subscribe to this channel and press the bell notification. Until next time, many, many blessings.